It's rocking, y'all. Welcome to the nation, Monster Nation, that is. I'm your host. I'm your tour guide, I'm president. I'm the king around here. I'm the landlord, owner, tenant, janitor. I mops the damn floor. With you, if you don't follow the rules. The rules are you gotta like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications. Hit us with some hype points. If you're trying to be a tax-paying citizen of the nation, leave us a super thanks, a super chat, or a cash app, depending on when you're watching it. We actually prefer the cash app, but y'all do, y'all. Little homies don't be listening. Um, cash app tag is going to be in the description. Is it in there already? No, it's not. Is it in there? It's going to be in the description along with the Bandcamp link, which will be there for those of you who rather hear me rap than hear me yap. I know some of y'all be complaining, y'all waiting on the bars. While y'all waiting on the bars, I'm sure some bars out there y'all ain't got y'all hands on yet. So hit the Bandcamp link after the video's done. Um, there's also a merch link going to be there. You know what I mean? You can get some Rockness Monster hats, shirts, Monster Nation hoodies, and all of that. It's all there for you. You understand? Get involved to get a job. Well, even if you do got a job, get involved. Uh, when you are writing your name in graffiti on the walls here, aka leaving comments, understand it's monster, not monster. It's an A, no ER at the end of that. It's helter skelter, not helter skelter. It's A's and H's, no E's and R's at the end of those words. It's E in the beginning of the word, but not at the. You understand what I'm saying? And the help. You type in helter skelter, you're gonna get some Charles Manson something. You type in helter skelter, you're gonna get these guys. You know what I'm saying? We're still on the 30-year celebration run. Happy birthday to hip hop. Let me just say that as well. You know what I mean? Me and hip hop was kind of born the same year. We ain't gonna get into all of that. When you writing boot camp click, the CLIK is how you spell it. The click is spelled CLIK. There's no CLICK. There's no CLIQUE. Boot camp click. 3 4 letter words. BCC. And while we at it, it's BCC, not BBC.
Pause.
Pause, protesters. Get your ass out of here. We are pause practitioners here. We practice it plentifully and proficiently, profusely almost. We just having fun, B. We grown men. Yeah, you a grown man. You want to play a game. You're a grown man. You still play video games, right? You still walk up to the basketball court. Yo, let me get a shot, shorty. Let me get a shot, shorty. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, yeah, it's BCC. It's fun. It's a fun beer, not a phobia. If you got a problem with that, but you don't have a problem if I said that's what your girl said, then it's you that got the phobia. I don't care what you say. Anyway, we here for a round of Ugly Truth Tuesday. I haven't done a round of Ugly Truth Tuesday in a while. I feel like tonight it'll be a good one, depending on y'all. I put in the title. I'm already feeling some type of way because it's kind of like 2 days ago was the and I hate that we call it an anniversary, but 2 days ago was the death date of my brother Sean Price, aka Big Ruck from Helter Skelter, the guy wearing the red on the shirt. I don't know if y'all can see it. You knew that. It's a guy wearing green too. That's me. Anyway, August 8th, 2015, he passed away, and I'm probably the worst day of my life, right? So every year we usually celebrate. I mean, we get together and we celebrate his life. We go to one of the, one of the many murals up around, one of the several murals that are up around New York City, around Brooklyn, really. Used to be one. We used to meet up at the one in Crown Heights, and we used to just have a party right in front of the mural. That mural has been taken down
I don't like it.
because it ain't nothing but a bunch of bull. It's trash. If I'm not mistaken, it's trash graffiti where that beautiful mural once once stood. Then there's another one in East New York, right on Atlantic Avenue. There's another one. There was another dope one in Bushwick, like the Bushwick, Ridgewood area. It was the biggest one,
Pause.
like a whole building size, damn near. But they got rid of that one too. It was temporary. The ones that remain are the ones that are closest to Brownsville, because the one in East New York, and there's also another one in this parking lot right on Mother Gaston and Sutter Avenue. You can't see that one. It's my least favorite one of all of them, just because it's the least realistic. It's more cartoonish, but you can see it's Sean Price. But it's my most favorite one because it was done by a family member of ours, Shucky Ducky's brother, J Lo, and I believe it will be there the longest of all of them, if
Pause.
applicable. But yeah. So we didn't really do anything. We didn't have our usual celebration this year, and I was kind of worried about that because I usually, you know, it's a rough time for the people, for those of us who love them, for those of us who were close to him. But me, usually on that date, I usually have it's usually not that rough for me because I look forward to hanging out with all of the family. You know how family everybody show up on funerals and stuff like that. This is one of those. You know what I'm saying? It's not a funeral, but everybody from we show up, and everybody has a ball, and I'm surrounded by love. You know what I mean? All of the positive energy. And, we mourn together. We all understand what each other's going through, and I actually look forward to that. But it's the days after. It's the days after when you back home. It's the downtime. It's the cool down. Laying low. You looking at all the pictures. You online looking at all the pictures, and then all of the pictures of all of your loved ones, all of me and Sean P's shared loved ones. They start doing. You start seeing all their birthday posts. You see his daughter's birthday post. His. I mean, not birthday post, but death day post. I hate saying that too, but y'all know what I'm getting at. You see the memorial posters and all of these emotional words, and it's hard. It's hard, dude. Like I cried several times since the eighth. Like the eighth, I was fine. On the day of the day of his passing, fine. Because also we didn't do the gathering, but we did turn up at this DJ Scratch Bastard had an event. I think he has the event every year. It was just my first time going because I'm usually in Arizona this time of year. He has this event. It's like a barbecue. Well, they call it a barbecue. I ain't see much barbecuing going on and all of that, but it was it was a dope show. It was like a concert in the middle near South Street Seaport in Brooklyn, and it was fire. Jungle Brothers performed. I never got to see Jungle Brothers perform. They came in the game way before me. I never got to
Pause.
see them. They performed. Buckshot performed. We had who else performed? Couple of people put in work, and it was dope. So that kind of took the place of the celebration that we usually have for people, but that we didn't. You know what I mean? That was a decent substitute, and you know, the energy, the love, the hip hop, all of that was out there. Had a ball. You know what I mean? But like, as I said, the day after you online looking at the footage, then you stumble across those memorial posts and all of that, and it gets hard.
Pause.
Excuse me. But this is some of what happened. Check it out. Hold on. Uh huh. Uh huh. 4 yard rocks. You can't see it. Better. What happened? You freezing, nigga? See, that shit was live, right? And that's. Hold on, let me see. Turn it away from the light a little bit. All right, this phone signal is a little weaker. But yo, that video is right here on. It's on my page and in my shorts and all of that. But yeah, that was what's up. You know, it was a good time. Like dope. What's up, Uncle? It's me, Reggie. What Reggie? What Reggie? Listen. All right, so there's a few people in here now. Let's get it off. Ugly Truth Tuesday. That's what we're doing here. That's what we're here for. This is when Ugly Truth Tuesday is when I allow y'all to ask me any question y'all want. You know, certain things I don't usually talk about, but y'all can ask me any question y'all want, and I'll answer it. Only catch is I'm gonna answer it using my ugliest truth. I don't sugarcoat nothing. You know, I usually try to be diplomatic and very respectful in everything I do here on YouTube. But on Ugly Truth Tuesday, I just shoot straight. Like I don't even aim. You understand what I'm saying? Like you ask the question, boom. You know what I mean? The truth is the truth. The only other rule is you can't ask me no questions that if I answer, I'm gonna get somebody indicted. So we all mature in here, right? Can't get nobody indicted, arrested. You know what I'm saying, and none of that. So you know, use your judgment when you're coming up with uh with your questions. I see a good question. Righteous brother. First question. Salute to you. Have you ever had a supernatural experience? I don't know. I mean, I know I have whole fights in my sleep. Like it's like I'm a whole like all of this zen, all of this respectable diplomacy I display in this realm. In my sleep, I'm a psycho killer. My daughter mother calls me a crime boss. She's like, you a crime boss in your other life because you be wild. Anyway, somebody said what? Where can I get that T-shirt? A fan made it and gave it to me, bro. You know what I'm saying. Salute to you though, Conrad. Uh, Let me see. No name dropping. Favorite year in hip hop? Why 96, of course. Yeah, man. That's the year Nocturnal came out, celebrating 30 years. It was written. Reasonable Doubt. One of them Ghost albums. I think it was Iron Man. Like, that was a year right there. Outkast, probably ATL. One of them said I look like Lamar from GTA. That's funny. I don't play GTA, but that's believable. Rock, did you ever rock at the Lyricist Lounge? Yes, I did. Once. You all about them fades, huh? What fades? What are you talking about? Fights or haircuts? I don't know. Favorite year in here. I'm reading through the questions. I'm looking for the questions. That's my favorite album. That poster was the best. Oh, you talking about the Nocturnal? Conrad, appreciate it if you are. Game versus Kendrick in the battle. Who wins? Kendrick. Who asked that question? Mind elevation. All right. A lot of questions is probably going to be coming in, so I might miss
Pause.
some. If you know if I keep missing your question, you know what to do to catch my attention, right? Y'all know what to do, right? Y'all know how this go. How did it feel to be on the hook for One Time by Smith and Wesson? It just felt like a job well done. I was excited. You know what I mean? Like the family was making these moves. Like Black Moon was already on, Smith and Wesson was on. I was happy that that was it was just confirmation that I was up next. Next question: when can we get some more material with you as Scarecrow? Oh man, that's a great question. Wicked Scorpion, and I'm a Scorpio too. Scorpio season. We don't need no reason. We don't even need no season. And anyway, I've been talking to the writer and director of that project. You know, it's my homeboy. We still keep in contact, and he's been talking about dusting off the old camera and script. You know what I'm saying? you know, doing the season 3 because we did 2 seasons of that, and it used to be available. I don't know where you could really find it, but I got clips of it on my Instagram. Jade and Finley, you a Scorpio too? Salute to you, Scorp gang. What was my best show performance? I don't know. It's hard. I'm very critical on my show performances. Like the my voice is too deep, b. Like when I first walk out on, like right now my voice ain't as deep as it gets, right? But after I rap a song and a half, my voice gets deeper, and then whatever we did at the sound check don't matter no more. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't barely hear me, and I hate that shit. Should be having me not wanting to do shows, but I gotta work it out. What's with Boot Camp Click? And can we expect another album from me? Definitely. Boot Camp Click is Boot Camp Click. You know what I'm saying? What's up with Boot Camp Click? Everybody, Buckshot just put out an album. Smith and Wesson is touring. I'm working on an album. I think Bernadette just put out another album. Rusty puts out an album every 2 weeks. We working. Uh, what's the last challenge you overcame? From Righteous Brother. The last challenge I overcame? Hmm. I don't know. I overcome challenges damn near every day. I mean, like shit. I misplaced something very important today, and without that thing, I wouldn't have been able to even come on here and blog for y'all, right? You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be. I wouldn't. I'm crippled without that thing, but I found it. So I mean, I guess that counts. If I think of something more substantial or whatever, I'll hook you up and all that. But right now, that's all I got. What mind state was you and P? Salute to Conrad Augustine. What mind state was you and P in when y'all made Magnum Force, one of the best sophomore albums ever? And what's up with the reps? Um, P don't really. I think Pete Magnum Force was P's least favorite album. His mom's passed away during that, or right before that, or something like that, and he just wasn't in the best space, and he felt like, maybe because the Source magazine kind of disrecognized Magnum Force and all of that, and and Magnum Force was kind of P's album. Like Nocturnal was my album. I laid out all of the framework, and P followed my lead, but what I'm saying. He said in the interviews before, like P didn't have a book of raps. Like Nocturnal was his first rhyme book. He was very self-conscious about that. He didn't feel professional enough. You know what I mean? But as you can see, he did fine. When we did Magnum Force, I mean, like P was more of the natural leader between me and him. Like he's older, he was a gang leader, all that shit. So once he had his bearings, he kind of took the lead on Magnum Force, and because I don't know if it was just because of the way it sounded or because of the response or the reviews he got, he wasn't really happy with that. But me, I could say this: I felt like it was when we was doing Magnum Force that I really felt like a rapper. While we was doing Nocturnal, I was still coming to grips with the fact that
Pause.
I'm a celebrity. Like like it was just weird. It was a transition. It was still a certain amount of like I didn't even believe it. I didn't even realize it. You know what I mean? Like we was plucked straight from the gutter and put in the studio. Like you know what I'm saying? So it was like I could be out in public and somebody looking at me hard. I think it's because of somebody we robbed back in the days or something. Somebody I punched in the face or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, and one of the homies like, nah, son, they that's your fan right there. And I'm like, oh, word. And I got to recalibrate. But on Magnum Force, I had, like I remember one time pulling up on some chicks at the red light, and I just looked. I was about to shoot my shit at them, but I just pulled up, and they just looked at me instantly, like they didn't even know, and they immediately started singing, "I ain't having that, I ain't having that." I was like, oh, like yeah. Anyway, next question. Let me see. Let me see. Good looking on the answer. Y'all ever did a feature with MOP? We did have a song. It was MOP. Helter Skelter, Cellar Dwellers, and there was another group called Chaotic Styling. It was 4 duos on the song. But the chemistry didn't sound like it wasn't dope. And I think that was me and P first feature with somebody. And if I could remember, I believe Tech telling us we didn't kill it like we should have, and he was right, or as good as we could have. Let me see. You would love to. I would have righteous brother. I would love to hear you on something with General Steel and Teflon. MOP. Is that possible? I mean, I'm sure it's possible. You're one of the greatest MCs. Thank you, sir. Uh, Camden and Jay in the building. Salute to y'all. So yeah, am I up to date with all of the questions? Knicks back-to-back champs, nigga. Hell yeah. Come on, B. Don't play with what I'm supposed to say. I'm supposed to say something different. Supposed to say no. Yo, to all of the Nick haters out there, B. To all of y'all weirdos like the you don't think they got lucky? Shaq. You know what I'm saying? To all it to you, it's a fluke. Enjoy it while it lasts. I ain't even mad at y'all. Y'all just embarrassed because y'all disrespected us for so long that now y'all embarrassed. You feel like you might owe us some sort of explanation or some sort of apology. You don't owe us no apology. You don't owe us no apology. We was really bad some of those years. We get it. But we gonna laugh at y'all for the whole year. Anyway, I seen the question up there. Somebody asked about the reps. Supreme is still Supreme is doing a lot of solo work right now. He's back to producing. He making merch and all kind of stuff. Check him out on Supreme the Elohim on Instagram. Little Rock is a little bit all over the place right now. I'm not sure what he's doing. Me and son are not seeing eye to eye right now. Do you and Young Noble have music together? Yes, we do. I just recently located a song I got with the Outlaws. I gotta clear it with them. I spoke to Mutar. I'm like, yo, cause Napoleon. Mutar is Napoleon. He doesn't rap anymore. He don't mess with the music. He's very, he's very strict in his religion right now, and he don't even listen to music. So I asked him. I'm like, yo, son, can I keep the verse on there? I found this song. You don't want me to keep? I can't keep your verse, can I? He was like, nah, you can keep it. He's like, I just can't do blah 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 with it. I can't do nothing off of it, do nothing with it, or this, that, and third. I'm like, all right, that's what's up. I gotta get word to Castro. Because Castro don't rap either. I gotta find out if it's okay if I could, if you know what I'm saying. But he smoked it. They both smoked it. But yeah, Noble is on that and Edie is on that joint. I have a couple of other joints with I got another joint with Noble and Edie, and like another joint with Noble and my man Tony Atlanta. These are all joints that y'all haven't heard. But yes, there are joints with me and Young Noble on them out there on the Magnum Force album. You got MFC Laws. You got a song called "Stay Ready" with Helter Skelter, Noble and Fatal. Check it out. Check them out. Son said the 5 hardest rappers from the Ville versus the 5 hardest rappers from the style. Who you got? I mean, of course. Come on, what I'm supposed to say? The style? I don't. First of all, I don't even know who the 5 hardest rappers from the style is. I'm just saying, DeVille. You know what I mean? What you want to say? Jay Z, Biggie, Fab. That's a hell of a list right there. Jay Z, Biggie, Fab. Um, I mean, Fab ain't a hard rapper, and Jay Z ain't a hard rapper. So is that what you? Or you just saying the best rappers? And
Pause.
wherever applicable. Bro, do you know how slept on you are? Not sure. I know I'm pretty slept on. I don't know the size.
Pause.
Did you only do one song with Fatal? No. I did 2 songs with Fatal actually. Fatal did a song literally. He came to my mama crib and we did a song, but we did that song on ADATs. Only people who've been recording since back in the 90s know what ADATs are. But Like I can't find the song. I like the song that I just found with with the Four Outlaws. That wasn't on ADAC, and it took me a long time to find that song. Let me see. Gizmo Flacco. Yo, I saw you on the web series The Brooklyn Way. Gab Murder still doing that web series? I believe he is. I believe he is. I also saw a question somewhere up there. Y'all asked about the BTJs. The BTJs. There were four members in the BTJs. One name was Coco D. He's Young Coke right now. He's on Bucktown, USC. Bucktown, USA. Look close to Steel, and you'll find him. Um, Reuters. Young Reuters is now Rudy Rockaway. You look close at my background, you'll see him. D Reels and Skills is now Rockabye of the Rock Brothers. He's locked up though. You know what I'm saying? He's been locked up since like 2010, 2009 or something like that. Maybe 2008. But yeah, he got he's short. You know what I mean? He'll be home soon, but he had a lot of time, a whole lot. And El Shai's passed away. So that was the BTJs. Rest in peace to El Shai. But yeah, that's that. What I miss? We got General Steel, Smoother Hustler, Teflon, you and Lucky Dawn. What you think? That's the best five in Brownsville? Nah, I'm gonna go with Rockness Monster, Sean Price. So what? He ain't here. We could use verses of his that niggas never heard. He still got verses out there I never heard. Lil Fame, General Steel, when is the last time you wrote a rap? I'm writing a rap right now. Gotta do it. I gotta do a joint with the homie Bishop Lamont. So I'm working on the rap right damn now. I write raps often because I do features a lot. Top five, I don't have a top five. I don't do top fives because when you know and understand raps the way I do, it's too difficult to do that. Everybody is too many people have too many great characteristics. I don't even entertain the top five conversation. It just gives me a headache for nothing. I think it's stupid. I mean, no disrespect to you, but it's just something that get niggas to argue. Fuck out of here. I ain't with it. Anyway, you got to narrow it down. You got to go like top five Brooklyn, top five females, or top five LA, or something like that. You know, something like that. What's up with Buckshot and Man 5 Feet? I don't know. I haven't spoken to him in a while. I know last time I spoke to him or was in contact with him, he wasn't really feeling Buck. You know what I'm saying? And that what their issues are older than my relationship with either one of them. DMX or Prodigy, who's nicer to me? Why you gonna ask me about two dead niggas? Rest in peace to them. Who's nicer? Huh. Damn. Two completely different types of MCs. I don't know. I think two completely different type of hardcore MCs though. Like you could see, like they could be from the same projects. They could even be from the same crew. Because you got those different personalities. But who do I listen to more of? I mean, yeah, Prodigy. I say Prodigy. I listen to more P. Um, would you consider being a duo again? Not a permanent duo. I'd be a temporary duo, but I'm never replacing P. Before, when P first passed away, I wouldn't even do a joint album with nobody. It felt like I was cheating on my homeboy.
Pause.
But you know what I'm saying? Do I enjoy Arizona or New York more these days? It's a little of both. Like I love them both for different reasons. Arizona is so peace, it's so serene. I get to stock up on all my zen. You know, mind you, the most important job, the most important, the real work starts when I go out there, because raising a child is for real, for real. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I have responsibilities out there that I don't really necessarily have out here. You know what I mean? Not just the daughter stuff, but just, other stuff too. But like, but the action is here. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of it, like, since I've been in New York, I got to New York at the end of June. I came to New York in time for the Knicks parade. You know what I mean? It's time for me to go back. I should have been back a week ago, right? But there was a Knicks parade. They have a block party on Franklin Avenue every 2 or 3 weeks. The shit is like 9 blocks long. Fire. I done been to multiple shows, concerts, and so on and so forth. But at the same token, there's been some bad things that have happened since I've been out here too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a fist fight with one of my friends. Like, I can't see that happening in Arizona. Well, maybe it could, but I'm just saying that doesn't happen out there. You know what I mean? All of so I'm connected to so many things in New York that is so many things can give me stress. You know what I mean? It's an AZ too hot right now. You're right. It is. Do I ever regret the beef with Big? Absolutely. Conrad, did you ever? That's a great question. Did you ever regret the beef with Big? Absolutely. Hell yeah, I did. She got us blacklisted. I don't know if I would. I can't say Biggie did. I'll never say Biggie did it, but Puff was about that blacklist life. Black ball, what you gonna do? The bad boy black ball. What did Brownsville teach you from your history in there? Everything. Taught me not to be flashy. I could have I could have all the money in the world. I'm not bringing it outside. You know, I know how to fight. I learned how to rap. All this shit you see me doing, I learned how to do in Brownsville. Conrad, I feel that way too. You know what I'm saying? People, you ask your average person, if you could have it to do it all over again, would you change anything? And most niggas be like, nah, I wouldn't change nothing. Yeah, I got shot, I got stabbed, I did this, I got robbed, I got all of this stuff. But it made me who I am now. Man, listen, I definitely would have handled that Biggie beef different.
Pause.
That was crazy. Um, Biggie drama. Is there a city or country where you got way more love than expected? I mean, the first time I like Chile, Colombia. Um, I forget what the city was, but in Poland. But yeah, Bogota, Colombia, Santiago, Chile. Ridiculousness. Excuse me. There was this city called K Town, Kaiser. What was it? Kaiserslautern is in Germany. It's one of the dopest shows I ever did. And we wasn't even going to do that show because they were short on the money. We had a day. We had like 2 3 days off over there. It was like we might as well go and get that little bit of money, whatever. I mean, they had some of the money. They had over half. We was like, let's go. It was like an army town out there. Like, and it's an American military. It's a lot. It was a lot of Americans there. So the heavy influx of Americans mixed with whatever jerk that them niggas was loud. Yeah. I also wanted to fight the tour manager that after that show too, because this back before we had phones with cameras and all of that. I had a camcorder. Brung the camcorder. I handed it to the tour manager. I'm like, yo, catch all this footage. But every stop, every stop on the tour, this nigga was like he had action at every stop. You understand? He had some works, some action. So he wasn't paying attention nothing. He was just trying to link up with his action in every city because he was from out there. Anyway, You ever thought of dropping the Rockness Balboa album? What does that mean? I have 2 solo albums out already. OGC was getting hot. Smith and Wesson was on established, and that fucking machine stopped the home shit. Mm-mm. Yeah, heard you. One day, show the footage on stream. Show which footage on stream you referring to? I forgot what I was talking about. Somebody said favorite hooky party memory. I ain't go to hooky parties. I used to just cut school, go on a train, and rob. Is there a city or country where you got? Well, alright, I've seen that question already. What else? Nah, he didn't get that. That's why I wanted to punch him in the face. He said the footage from the camcorder. He didn't get none of the footage. I got off the stage and went right to him like I couldn't wait to see this footage. And he didn't even turn the camera on. Righteous brother, I am not nice at ball.
Pause.
How much I charge? Hit me on my Instagram DM with that question right there. That's not a question for Ugly Truth Tuesday. Yeah, Lost Jedi, damn is right. I wanted to fight this nigga. He said, are you a real New York fan? Can somebody tell this person don't be asking me rhetorical questions? Have you seen Lord Finesse around? Not in a while, but I used to see him often. I just, niggas don't be seeing me because, my presence is sporadic. I know Duck Down is fan, but are you still on the label? Conrad? Well, I'm technically yes and no. I mean, Crownsville came out on Duck Down, but there are no like long term commitments. No, if I feel like doing an album on Duck Down, I do an album on Duck Down. It's not, we'll do a 1 album deal. Pretty much if we want to work something different, I'm sure we would. But that's just how it's been for me and Duck Down for the past 15, maybe 20 years. Me and Finesse doing an album would be crazy. I've never heard that one before. But Finesse is hella talented. I don't know about I never thought about a whole album with Lord Finesse. Talking about Finesse on a production or Finesse rapping. Because our styles are extremely different. And although Son is wild nice, I don't know if they would mesh like that. I heard an album with who was it? Boldy James and Ransom, I believe. And these niggas is both on this album killing shit. But to me it just don't feel like they mesh well. Word up. Next question. How long we been in here? We've been in here 38 minutes. We're gonna go for the hour. Let's do it. Will my phone allow that? I ain't charged my battery all the way up. Let me see. Yeah, my phone will allow it. Have I ever met L Bill? Yeah, L Bill and Sean P was about to do a whole project together. We used to see L Bill on tour all the time. Is there something that terrifies you? Yes. My daughter around strangers.
I don't like it.
Not one bit. Truth is a lot of things. I'm afraid of a lot of things. You understand what I'm saying? I just ain't no sucker. If something needs to be done, I'm gonna do it whether I'm scared or not. You know what I mean? But when it comes to that, that that's hmm hmm. If not Finesse then Buck Wild, that'd be fire. That'd be fire. That'd be fire. Yeah, I mean like yeah, absolutely. Finesse or Buck Wild. Me and Buck Wild have talked about it. Me and we've talked about working together in that capacity. Maybe not whole project, but I don't know. I've always looked at Finesse as an MC and not as much as a producer. That's my bad. Have you ever considered doing anything album with people exclusively from Sethlo? Nah. I am quietly, secretly working on a Brownsville album though. I have a playlist on on YouTube called Sackman Street Cinemas. I think I got it private though. It's like my intention is to come. It's all videos though. It's not songs, right? But it's all of these videos. My original intention was to string them all together with some sort of storyline because not only it's not all. Not only is it only the Sackman Street Boys on these songs, but all of the videos are shot in this area of Sackman. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, there's that. Do you think sucker MCs think they're the food? Do you think sucker MCs understand the food they truly are? Another question. Do you have records with P that we haven't heard? If not, do you wish you had more in the vault? Well, I do have some, but I still wish I had more. Have you ever rapped or did a song with Papoose? No. I would though. Does Lord Finesse single with the Das Effects beat have bass? I don't know what single you're talking about. What would a Helter Skelter Method Man Redman be like? Pure madness. Complete stupidity. But fire. The smartest stupidity you gonna ever come across. See, kind of look like Big Bear from G. Then somebody said I look like somebody else from GTA. All them characters must look like me. How's Starang Wonder doing? Starang is good, chilling like a villain. What area of education do you excel in? Common sense, advanced common sense, pattern recognition, bullshit, bullshit reading. So why you say some said Big Bear was a basehead in GTA? That's not a compliment. So roast that nigga for me. You know I don't play no GTA. Y'all ain't here. Y'all don't see somebody just disrespecting my gangstifications and G dentures, and y'all gonna let it slide? Major key boxing. Your comment got deleted. What you said? I ain't delete no comments today. I have not hit the delete button today. Maybe some. If you typed something yesterday, it might have got deleted. You spelled something wrong. Did you guys record the Wake Up Show together? The Wake Up Show song together with Crooked Eye and Planet Asia? Were you familiar with them before that song? We definitely did not record it with them. Mm-mm. Ain't it a whole bunch of other people on that song too? It's like a anyway, nah. And I wasn't aware of them before that. That shit was real early in the game. I feel y'all should have done more joints with the dog pound. Yeah, that costed though. That dog pound song costed us like $15,000 or something like that. Maybe more. How soon can we get a Helter Skelter Meth and Red album? We can't. Social science. We ain't got enough P verses for that. Any crazy story from the last show in BK? What was the last show in BK? Oh, no crazy stories. Only that it poured down, was raining buckets. stopped just in time for me to rap. Word up. Have you ever heard a freestyle performance better than what Black Thought did on Flex? Uh, yeah, I have. Um, Black Thought is a a Jedi. He's Yoda level nice. You know what I mean? But I don't, like he just rapped really long. Like he rapped
Pause.
for like 10 minutes long. I, for one, don't like 100 bar verses. I don't. So that works against you with me. Let me see. Somebody said they just asked the honest question about PRs. I don't even know what you're talking about right now, but it's a lot of questions. If you really want me to catch it, send a super chat. It'll stand out. I will not get lost amongst the fray with that. But anyway, what do you think God thinks of me, Rock? The gods I know love me. Uh, at least can we get a Rockman Method Man album? I don't know. I would like to. With Method Man is probably the most famous person I call my friend, right? All these other people, a lot of other people, all the other famous people I know, or anybody I might know that's famouser than him, I don't consider them a friend. You know what I mean? But and I probably don't. Anyway, he's a very busy man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I could pull that off, but I would. You know what I'm saying? Call the album Meth Rocks. Say, you the people's champ rock, not so many celebrities will engage with the people this directly. You dangerous. I'm not dangerous. I'm Zenny. I heard supernatural flow like 100 bars, if not longer, on a Saturday night. That's not a question though. Goodness gracious. We're losing the plot here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see. It's just help the skill to cook it out, playing age on that song. That song is fine. Okay. You cry like the rest of us when Macaulay Culkin died in My Girl movie. Never saw that movie. Uh, imagine Rock and Meth on tour. Show would be insane. Man, I gotta work out. Can we get something with you and from Cellar Dwellers? I think your styles complement one each other. Possibly, that's my brother. It's the homie. It's one of the, it's another rapper I consider a friend. What's the topic? Just got on. We talk nice. Salute to you. The topic is this is Ugly Truth Tuesday. You can ask me any question as long as it's not you not as long as you don't get nobody indicted. You know what I'm saying? Incriminated or arrested. Then ask the question. The only other catch is I'm not really trying to be diplomatic when I answer these questions. Which I usually try to do. I do my best to be respectful. But the answer is just. I mean, I ain't dissed nobody since I've been here. But the answer is just coming out the way they coming out. So
Pause.
whatever. What's your favorite horrorcore album of all time? I didn't like horrorcore. Yeah, I think I might have started to like it, but I fell out of like with it really fast. It went too far too fast. I was like, this shit trash. Where can I get Helter Skelter merch? Go to duckdown.com. Do I believe in life after death? Eh, I believe energy never dies. So you do with that what you will. What country was with the viral piece? That was Amsterdam. What country was that with the viral freestyle with UMP that got millions of views? Any stories from that day? P had the band-aid. Yeah, it was Amsterdam. We smoked a lot of weed. There was a girl in Amsterdam I used to love. You know what I mean? That might have been after. That might have took place. Might have been after I lost her. So I ain't enjoy Amsterdam no more. But anyway, well, it might have been before I loved it. before I lost her, in which case it was still I had a blast. Anyway, so I ain't having that verse. Will you ever stop smoking? I probably will. I probably will. Have you ever met ICP before? Who's that? Insane Clown Posse? Is that who you're referring to? If so, the answer is no. At least not with their makeup on. Or at least I don't remember it. I met a lot of people that I didn't remember. Strang swears to God I met Nas. I don't remember it. Favorite producer of all time? You know what? I hate how y'all ask a question without asking the question. Favorite producer of all time? Like you play a song, you post a picture on Instagram, right? And you put a song to it, and people go song title. Nigga, first of all, read it. It's at the top of the picture. Second of all, manners, B. Nah, but my favorite producer of all time is probably Dr. Dre. I'm sorry to all of the legendary East Coast producers, to my Beat Miners brothers, because you know they some of my favorites.
I don't like it.
Yes, I do like it. That was just my elbow hit my arm hit the button. Which one do I prefer, cones or blunts? I don't do cones or blunts. I roll papers now. Papers with a strip of Fonto leaf in it because I like the way it tastes. Which means I'm addicted to tobacco. Like I could smoke the same L without the little line of Fonto in it, and it won't hit the same. And I don't think I like being addicted to tobacco. Let me see. Do I know a woman from Newport Gardens named Raven? No. Penguin takes his card to the mechanic. Mechanic says, looks like he blew a seal. Penguin. Okay. Questions, people. Questions. Have you ever been to a boxing or wrestling match? I did go to a WWF event back when it's WWF. Maybe two when I was a kid. Ever met Spice One before? I don't think so, but I might have. Like I said, I met a lot of people and don't remember. What other gifts, talents do you have outside of music? I don't know. I can cut hair. Um, I can tell if you're lying, even if you're typing. Um, I don't know. I can make beats. I can play piano. I can dunk, even though I can't play basketball. Salute to Philly Talk TV. Have you ever did a feature pro bono? Yes, I have. Other gifts, talents. See. Yeah, I can fight. My aim's pretty good. There's other things I can do. If you'd have asked me this last month, I wouldn't have said I could fight because I wasn't sure. I hadn't had a fight in over fucking. Last fight I had prior to a couple of weeks ago was in 2009. I beat dreadlocks out some dude had, but that's another story. Next question. Let me see. When was the last time I was at Brownsville Day or Brookline Day? That's, I don't do those. I don't do those. I mean, I've never been to Brookline Day. Brownsville Day, I'm not from, well, I'm from Brownsville, but I'm from Cephalo Projects. Brownsville is, there's a such thing as a Brownsville Projects and a Brownsville neighborhood. Brownsville Projects has its own Brownsville Day. The whole neighborhood doesn't have a day. You know, all of the other projects have their own individual day. And Brownsville ain't my project, so you know. Do you remember making a song with Jersey Mob? Absolutely. I remember they had this song on that project. I don't know if it ever made it. I don't remember if it made it to the project. But the hook was stop, pop, drop, and roll. Out of towners on your block and they got to go. Yeah, stop, pop, drop, and roll. Out of counters on your block, and they got a year. She was fire. Do I remember Fat Beats in New York, of course. Any stories from there? No. Let's see. Are you from close to Saratoga Avenue? Well, I'm in Brownsville. So, Brownsville, you can't be in Brownsville and not be close to Saratoga Avenue. I'm not that close, though. Hmm. When will we be free? Righteous brother, when will we be free? Well, back in the days, the righteous brothers back then always said that the people had to be 100% dissatisfied. Right now, only 5% of us are dissatisfied, was what they said. You know what I'm saying? The 85% was deaf, dumb, and blind. You know what I mean? Savages in pursuit of happiness and just following the script. The 10% are the workers and the writers of the script. You know what I'm saying? Now, those numbers may be different today, but when we are, but the goal is the same. When we are 100%, when 100% of us are dissatisfied, we'll get free in 5-10 minutes. What's my greatest, Randy? What's my greatest verse in my opinion? That's a good question, and that's a good selection right there. He said the shit I did on "Feel Me" with Smith and Wesson album was yeah, that was fire. I definitely like that one. But I got some favorites. The one where I said reincarnate your ass with the Ruger's Michael J. Fox, clap your stupid ass back to the future. You ahead of your time, huh? That was crazy right there to me. Them two bars, two and a quarter bars are so layered right there. Crazy. Y'all hear the joint I did? It's a feature I got with R.J. Payne, Method Man, and Kanava. That's one of my new favorite verses. But then some of these verses I got on this new Helter Skelter album are stupid too. I just ain't heard them yet. Who taught me how to rap? I taught myself basically. You know, you watch, you mimic what you see at first. You know, you and your big brother, y'all you run, he DMC. However you do it, you understand what I'm saying? Like if you got a brother, man, shit, hauling. I was Oates. We was hauling notes. Everything on TV. You know what I'm saying? Singing, rapping, or whatever. If Shalimar, two guys and a girl, that was me, my brother, and my sister. So we mimicked all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Shalimar was crazy. My brother named Sean, my older brother, not Sean P, Sean B, right? My older brother Sean. My sister's name is Talisha, and my name is Jamal. So it was like Sha, Lil, Ma. Oh, that was us. You could not tell us that wasn't us. Yeah. So yeah, I mimicked that first, and then one day one of my homeboys came to school with a rap, and I was like, if he could do it, I could do it too. Or let me try, and I tried. What's more exciting for you? Studio song making or rocking? Studio song making or rocking a live show for an appreciative audience? I don't know. I mean, I'm having mixed feelings about it. I have mixed feelings. I think I like the show better because I get to be social. I get to feel the love. You know what I mean? But you know, I don't have to fight with the microphones in the studio though. So that's a little give and take. Let me see. Man, I find you finally. I know you since I played no NFS. Oh, that's Need for Speed. Most Wanted. I know Helter Skelter, but I never find your solo music because I know you, the rap nickname, but it's hard to find on Spotify. Yeah, you got to try Rockness Monster, and you'll get all this stuff. Or Rock of Helter Skelter. See, but that's why you see citizens and tourists. This is why I harp on the spellings of the names when you in here visiting Monster Nation. You understand what I'm saying? Sorry, y'all. Shit, let me just hold on to it.
Oh,
Would I be interested in managing an artist right now? Nah, I can't. I'm still fighting for my life out here, bro. I can't give you, I could advise you, you know what I mean? I could help in any way I can, but I don't think I would be as helpful as an artist needs in the managerial department. Would you be interested in me? Okay, yeah. So a couple months ago, me and my girlfriend bought our first car. Of course, we were listening to our favorite song, Raise Respect, I Am Right. And AI helps me to find you from Russia. Salute to Russia, man. Salute to Russia. Never been to Russia. But how long? Okay, we at an hour, and the questions are slowing down. That's fire. We might have made we might have hit our mark. Have you ever rapped with Elzai? I think he's one of the nicest I've ever heard. I have never rapped with him, but you are right. He is one of the nicest out. What do you want to accomplish in the music industry before it's too late? I just want to say everything I want to say, and I want to be I want to be financially stable from it. That's all. It's a lot of things I still want to say, and I want to be able to make a living off of it, where I can feed my kid and her kid if she chooses to have any. Do you ever do open mics to hear anything that might be similar to the boom bap era? Do I ever do? I do go to open mics sometimes. Like if my friends or people I know are throwing them, I might go and lend them my celebrity. You know, try to spice up the joint a little bit. It's boom bap ain't never dying. It's gonna always be people out there doing it. But you're going, it just so happens to be other genres or subgenres of hip hop, and people gonna do all of that. That stuff seems to not really be going nowhere either. If it does, it does. If it dies, it dies. If it don't, it don't. In what order did you meet each BCC member? The first BCC member I met was probably Louisville, because Louisville is the nephew of one of my day one niggas from Sackman Street, my nigga Hot Rod. Me and Hot Rod been friends. He's my oldest and dearest friend. Me and Hot Rod been friends since kindergarten. And Louisville is his nephew. So before Louisville even moved over there, he used to come over to visit family. Him. So it might be, or it might have been DJ Logic. Me, Louisville, and Logic are all from the same building. And I'm sure I did know Logic before Louisville, but I know y'all not talking about Logic. Y'all talking about the rappers. Might have been Louisville, then it might have been Sean P. Because me and Sean P's parents were cool with each other. And shit, it might have been Sean P. Sean P might have been first. Louisville might have been second. Because when I first met Sean P, I was 9 years old. I knew Hot Rod since I was 4 or 5 years old, but we didn't start hanging out until I was 11. So Sean P might have been the first one. I was at Ruck's 11th birthday party, and I would have been 9 at that point. So it was Ruck. Then it was Louisville, and then it was Steel and Dog. It might have been Steel and Dog, Strang, then Tech, and then Buck. Yeah. Are any of us from BCC of Caribbean descent? I don't think so. Chuck Taylor, that's not how you spell helter skelter. No E's and R's, it's A's and H's. Favorite Tupac song? That's too hard. You pause. You're gonna have to go favorite Tupac song off of Machiavelli or something like that, or from All Eyes on Me or something. You gotta narrow it down. Give me your order, Buckshot 5 for stack. I just. What do you mean? Give you my order? What do you mean? And that's not even a question. Comes equipped. Salute to you. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate you. You trying to set that man up? Who trying to set who up? You can't set me up. Ask a real question. Ask a complete question. Use your words. I answer it. What should people know about the beginnings of your career that people wouldn't know about the era that you came up in? I don't know. Niggas had to rap. You couldn't be sounding like some other nigga. You couldn't be trash. You couldn't do what. You couldn't mumble rap. You couldn't 6ix9ine scream. You couldn't. Nah. You couldn't. You couldn't be Young Jock and sound just like Young Jeezy. Couldn't do it. Salute to both of them. Are you familiar with Willie the Kid? One of my favorite. I've heard his name. I'm not really familiar with his material though. Said nah, homie was setting me up. You can't set me up, bro. What we talking about? What was he? If can you ask me? Can you ask? Can being as how he can't type, he might have trouble, respectfully, typing the correct sentences. Can you translate what he was trying to say? You talking about the question where he was naming the you talk about my homeboys, said their names. What I'm going back to it. Give me your order: buckshot and 5 feet, steel and tech, or ruck and rock. What are you talking about? Who do I think are the best rappers? What kind of stupid question? You think I'm not going to say Ruck and Rock? You think that? And to the homie, you think me saying that would get me in trouble? You tripping? All of y'all tripping. I mean, if he was asking who I like the most as a person, that wouldn't even get me in trouble. If he was asking me who ain't washed their feet the most, that wouldn't get me in trouble. Does Buckshot and Drew House still work together? Yes. How long have you been down with the teacher? I'm not necessarily. Well, the teacher has. Well, he did do projects on Duck Down. I don't know what year that is or whatever, but I've been a KRS-One fan since I was a teenager. You nicer than me? I'm so focused. You might be. Let's battle? No. Uh, Ill Street, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate you. Can I do an album just me and Starang? I don't think so. Starang don't like rapping enough. He don't really give a fuck about rap. So I don't think that'll happen. Anyway, what we doing? Last 5 minutes. Or last few questions. Styles P or Beanie Siegel? Styles P. Beanie Siegel lost his voice. He don't sound the same no more. That hurt the delivery. It hurts how we receive his music, how we get to enjoy his bars. Are you familiar with Esham? No, sir. Salute to Beanie Siegel though. Sounds like Damn Son was one of my favorite. Who was one of your favorite, Rob? DJ Rob. What do you now think about the Special Kiss situation? I still feel the same way. I yeah, I still feel the same way about it. I feel like I don't like competition in hip hop unless it's actual battle rap. But I do feel like I do think it's calming down right now, and I'm happy about that. Like if it dies down more, great. I hope it die down because I don't like the way niggas was talking. It was these type of situations get hostile real fast. They start calling each other rats and all of this, that, and the third. Those are all the ingredients for something to get ugly and stupid, and I don't like it. Poor righteous teachers was fire. Y'all ever work with a kid named Trunks from the Bay? I don't remember Trunks. I don't think so. Um, Let me see where we at. Special rhymes like he reading off the paper. I think. Um, Nino Man, is it Nino Man that said that? Stop biting his swag. Come up with your own line. Respectfully. That's what's wrong with hip hop now. Everybody's a biter.
Pause.
That verse on Clean Up Crew is crazy. Yeah, that is one of I love that verse. That's one of my joints. How long does it take me to put together a verse that dope? I assume you write it in 10 minutes. Say it once in the booth and bounce. Nah. It depends. Like with a song like that, a verse like that, where I think Mickey Fax will refer to it as constraints, where I rhyme. I use all punchlines out of cleaning products. That does come out kind of fast. It'll
Pause.
take me about a half hour. A half hour is fast to me. I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those speed writers and whatnot. It's too much depth in what I write to do it. You know, I'll write something. I'll go back. I'll correct it. I'll be. You know, it's a process. But you know, it was already like Buckshot and KRS One's verses were already there, so I already knew exactly what I needed to do. So it probably took me about a half hour to an hour to write that verse. Hmm. It's the most expensive studio I recorded in. I don't know. I don't know. I wish I could answer that for you. I know Quad Studio was expensive. I recorded in Chun King. That was really expensive. Some studios in California was real expensive. Hit Factory. I remember I had a $5,000 studio set. Like the first night, my first night of recording for my first solo album, the one that never came out, Planet Rock. Like I treated that first recording session like a celebration, and I was ordering food and all that shit. Whatever. And I knew the tab was going to be stupid. It was $5,000. I mean, that might not be stupid for somebody, for for Bummy Jab from Brownsville. Niggas was like, yo, like I remember when we got the invoice or whatever. I remember some people on my team was like, yo, you can't be done. I'm like, trust me, we will never do that again. This was a celebration on me. You know what I'm saying? I knew exactly what I was doing. Favorite Chino XL song? I don't have a favorite Chino XL song. Salute to him though. Rest in peace. Your fondest memory of D&D Studio, working on session at the Dog Hilly, and or Heads Ain't Ready. That new Buster though, yeah, he rapping. I like it. I like it. Or for talking about off of the J Dilla, I think it's a J Dilla beat. It's advertised. It's got some sort of J Dilla name attachment to it. You know what I'm saying? But it's fire. What is your definition of success in the music business? Happiness. If you get what you want, you do if you get what you set out to do, then you've been successful. That's success. I mean, if your aim was to learn how to drive and you learned how to drive, was that a success? Did you ever meet E Money Bags? No, sir. I have never met E Money Bags. Can we get a BCC versus DOS Effects? No. 5011 members in BCC. It's two people in DOS Effects. What sense that make? What producers would you like to work with? All of them. All the legendary ones. It's your last question. Make it a good one. Have you met Nas? I already answered that. So you're going to have to watch the video back. Next question. Last question. Who you always wanted to do a joint with that you haven't yet? Uh, Dr. Dre. Am I interested in the verses online? No. If you made it to the end of this video, let me get 4 thumbs up. All right, I'll answer one more. Hi, Rockness. I wonder why you did the rap from a mulatto to an albino. Are you mixed, Barbara? Are you talking to? That's a song by Nirvana, sir. I was reading. I was having a karaoke moment. Goodness gracious. Rock on, y'all.